Hello there, my friend. Ron LeGrand here, and welcome to my masterclass called a Quick Start Masterclass. Now, today, I'm going to go through the introduction to what we're going to be doing in the next few weeks and maybe create a few rules here and there and give you an idea of what you're in for. And then lesson one is actually going to start tomorrow because today is the third, and these lessons are going to be on the Tuesdays and Thursdays, and the third is on a Wednesday, which happens to be my birthday. Okay. I'm 60 years old today, plus a little. And I did this because I want to give all of our listeners here the opportunity to see what the inside of real estate is really like, not what people tell you it's like, not with all the myths going on out there, not with all the junk that's on the internet today from folks who barely are qualified to talk about what they're not doing. Some of them are, some of them there aren't. I don't have anything against other teachers. I taught most of them myself. Taught them real estate and then taught them teaching. So we got a lot of stuff to cover, and we're going to do it systematically on every Tuesday and Thursday following this week. So your next lesson is going to be tomorrow, and following from after that, it's going to be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Now, I scheduled them at noon Eastern Standard Time. And by the way, if you're not taking notes right now, you might want to get out something to write on, because you're going to have to write down a few items here before we get done this morning. So every Tuesday at noon, my time, and then every Thursday is the same thing, except it's a different lesson. So one day it's one lesson, next day it's another lesson, but you might want to get out your planner or whatever you keep track of your dates on and get that noted right now so you can put it in your plans so you don't forget it. Now, to help you not forget it, we're going to text you a reminder of the call. When you registered for this, we got your text number so that we can do just that. Now, I know we're going to send you a reminder at noon, so I'm going to put on my eyes here, and we're going to go right down this list. It's called. Here's what we're going to learn. We're going to learn how to make money in real estate without using your credit, without using your little or no money, and most certainly without guaranteeing debt or taking big risk. That's what's going on Planet Ron, and has been for a lot of years. So you're going to learn how to buy real estate deals if you have no experience, and if you have little or no money to work with, and most certainly you're not going to use your credit. You're not going to use your credit for anything I ever teach you, period. Going in, getting out, whatever. Because in my opinion, guaranteeing debt's the biggest mistake you can make. And I can tell you, after 43 years, I've seen a lot of people go out of business because they did just exactly that. Get out of the bank, borrow money, because that's what they thought they had to do, which is totally untrue. You're going to see in the next lesson, in fact. We have the ugly house business, and we have the pretty house business, commonly referred to as the terms business. And neither one of them will ever require you to fill out an application, go to any bank, beg for any money, or very seldom will you even put up any money of your own. And that won't be in the ugly house business. If you do that, that might be a little bit of money in the pretty house business, like, closing costs, maybe a little down payment to the seller and such. Either way, when you do have to put up a little money of your own, you're going to get it right back quickly with a non-refundable option deposit from the tenant buyer, plus thousands of dollars in addition to that. And that's right up front. Now, we're going to start with the ugly house business. I got several lessons on that. In other words, wholesaling houses, where to find them, how to estimate the repairs on them, how to get the after repair value on them, what to offer on them, and try to avoid tons of mistakes that people make when they're doing the wholesaling business. And I'm going to tell you, that's the easiest and the fastest check you're ever going to get, is wholesaling a house, I'm going to show you as I go through it. That's what a lot of people think this business is all about. That's what most people start doing when they get into business, because it's so easy and risk-free. And I don't mean low risk, I mean risk-free, because we don't go borrow money, and we don't even buy a house in the wholesaling business. Just make a bunch of money. And I'll show you there's tons of examples of that tomorrow, actually, in our very first lesson. So the whole goal here is to let you see the inside, because we got a lot of listeners today who have no experience with real estate whatsoever. They know people make money in it, but they, have their doubts, which you should. Um, Many of them are skeptics, which they should be. And so my goal here is to try to show you reality and prove it to you, and step by step, how to start in this business. Now, please don't be under the misunderstanding that I'm going to teach you everything you know in these 15 to 30-minute lessons as we go forward. They're designed to expose you to the business. Oh, you're going to learn a lot. Trust me, you're going to get some resources, and then you can decide where you want to go from there. Oh, yes, I have training. Yes, I have an ulterior motive for doing this. I'm hoping to get you acquainted with our business so we can capture some new customers out there. And I hope you're one of them, because frankly, people who come into Planet Ron, uh, some of them 25 years ago, are still coming back because they get what they need on how to really do the quick start real estate business, like I do. Still do it every day. We still do it. In fact, you'll see some of my deals as we go along. So, this is not a big long sales pitch. I will be offering you some resources that you're going to need to run your business, and I'm going to offer you a training somewhere down the line. I don't even know when I'm going to do that, but when I offer that training to you, I can tell you it's the best deal I've ever created in my entire 43 years in this business. So stay tuned for that. So if you've got friends or relatives that you think should be exposed to this business, let them know. Give them the link that you use to get on here and let them sign up as well. And we might be able to get them in the business, and maybe they can take the ride along with you if they're so inclined. Cost them nothing. This is free. And trust me, I've gotten a lot of flack for making this free. I've spent a lot of years training, and not necessarily in love with free, but it is my birthday, and I have the right to give you a gift if I want to. Incidentally, I am not soliciting birthday gifts. Please don't send me a gift, okay? Especially anything that sits on a shelf or hangs on a wall. I got none of them left. All right. So I appreciate your thought, but don't do it. All right. Now, questions. Better write this one down now. Anytime when I'm through with each lesson, I'm going to remind you again, the place for you to ask questions is ask@ronlegrand.com. Ask, A-S-K, at ronlegrand.com. That's RONLEGRAND, no E on the end and no A. It's L-E, not L-A. And when you send those questions, I'm going to personally answer them. Now, if you're sending customer service type questions, my staff's going to answer those. But if you're sending real estate questions, I'm going to answer those. Now, here's how I'm going to do that. Every Friday, every week, I sit down and answer questions students send me, and I answer them on a video. All right. Those are Gold Club members that send me that questions, but honestly, anybody's eligible to do that at ask@ronlegrand.com. And so you've got to be a Gold Club member to get the answers. I'm going to give you the address on that pretty quickly here. Yeah, maybe tomorrow. I'll give it to you now. It's ronsgoldclub.com. And it's only $99 a month for a mountain of stuff you're going to need in the business, including all my forms and agreements and hundreds of hours worth of short lessons. And on that, every Friday is where you're going to get the answers to all of these questions. Now, I'm expecting a lot of questions as we go through this, okay? I mean, how much can you learn in a 15 to 30-minute video? So I don't care. I want your questions. So you might as well go join the Gold Club if you're not on it right now, and take a look at it, because it's the best bargain in real estate today. At $99. And as I go through this, sometimes you're going to say, well, where do I get an agreement to do that? And the answer is always on the Gold Club. They're all there blank. They're all there, all filled out in every part of the business that I do. So check on that one. All right. Right now, I'm looking at about 15 lessons. I might have more before it's over. So I can't tell you how many we're going to do. In other words, you're going to get 2 lessons a week. Remember, one on Tuesday and one on Thursday. And so however many weeks that is, I guess that's 8 weeks right there, but it might go longer than that. And please forgive me if I go longer than 30 minutes sometimes. I get on these subjects and I get all wound up, and, there's nobody there to stop me. I'm taping this. As you see me, I'm taping it right now. So when you see the actual lessons, you know I'm not really on the other side. Well, I am. I'm here. And again, I'm going to take your questions. All right. Um, let's see. While you're watching these lessons, I strongly suggest that you are in a quiet place with no interruptions. And, and I suggest you do not try to watch them on your cell phone. Oh, I hate watching anything on this thing. This thing is built for children. It's too small. And I watch my stuff either on a laptop or on uh, desktop or a laptop or an iPad. You know, any of those will work. Uh, do yourself a favor. Give me your attention for that short lesson. I mean, certainly you can carve out enough time to do that. I very well may change your entire path for the rest of your life when you learn what's really going on in real estate and how many people are getting filthy, stinking rich with it without going down to the bank and borrowing money, putting up down payments and all that crap that people think. You know, you don't need money to do this business and you don't need your credit. So, you know, what other excuses are there? And I'm going to show you how to systemize this thing so you don't need much time either. I, I don't spend a couple hours a week max in real estate. And most of the time, I don't even spend that much. I do have a acquisitionist. He only spends about 10 hours a week in real estate, if that. Honestly, my whole goal is to not only show you how to make money, but show you how to free up your time and get back your life while you're doing it. So there's very little left for you to do except make some decisions and, you know, set up your systems. So you might want to take notes, but at the very least, I take screenshots of the screen. When I got to make a list or whatever, and then I take some notes as well. Now, here's how I take notes. Okay. I take two sets. One set is what I intend to delegate immediately or intend to do immediately. All right. That way, before I even leave, I'm delegating. And soon after I leave, I'm doing it. Okay. Then the other set is stuff that I don't know when I'm going to do it or if I'm going to do it, but I don't want to lose it. So I got a set of notes, and then I got a task to do after the seminar is over. And now by the time I leave that seminar, I'm halfway into getting this task done, not taking that list home and putting it on a pile with the notes from the last seminar that I can't find or did nothing with. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, education is worthless without implementation. And that's what we're so good at here at Global Publishing. We help you implement, do a lot of the implementation for you, so that that kind of stuff doesn't stop you. And you got enough minutia in your life right now. You got more things than you can probably do right now. And so I'm all about getting all that crap off of you so that you can run your business without having it run you. And that's honestly, sadly, just exactly the way most businesses are run out there today. The business runs the owner. The owner don't run the business. The owner's life is tied up into the business. The owner don't really have a life except their business. Okay, that's not the way I want you to move forward. And in fact, I tell you right now, I put a lot of people out of work, but they like it. All right. And your whole goal is to get to start making some money as fast as you can. And then you can decide whether you want to be out of work or not. And that's not for everybody. A lot of people just love what they do. And if you love what you do, the last thing I want you to do is be out of work. But you can do this very part-time and still do what you want to love to do every single day. I mean, look, I've got doctors and surgeons and nurses and people from all professions coming in because they all have the same problem. They make a good living, but they don't have a good life. Their life is sucked up in their business. Their time is absorbed. And most of them aren't doing a very good job of preparing for their wealth, for their retirement. Been so busy making a living, they haven't got time to make any money. Well, I don't want that to be your future. Good thing about real estate is it not only can make you money now, money monthly, but it can make you money later and have you retire rich and tax-free when you learn how to do that. And I can teach you how to do that. In fact, next lesson I want to show you a couple of, at least one property as to why I held on to it for 10 years now and what it's been worth to me over that 10-year period because I didn't sell the property. All right. If I agree to buy a property for cash, I flip the contract. In other words, I buy for cash, I sell for cash. By buying on terms, I put a lease option tenant buyer in the house and keep it and put it in the wealth portfolio. So these are the kind of things you're going to learn, especially when you learn how to buy these properties, a lot of them with nothing down. I'm going to show you two houses that I bought with nothing down. Both of them are about $500,000 houses. And you're going to see along the way, you're going to see how I do that, what script I use to do that and why it's been so successful with my students all around the country. All right. So my whole goal again is to help people get started that have no idea what this is all about. And yes, I'm going to create some customers along the way, and I hope you're one of them, because joining Planet Ron is a very profitable thing for you to do. Thousands and thousands of customers all around the country and Canada, hundreds of millionaires, some very multi-millionaires. You're gonna be able to get out of it what you want to get out of it. You know, maybe you only want to buy 1, 2, 3 houses a year. That's okay with me if it's okay with you. So it'll take you as far as you want to go, as fast as you want to go, and you're going to see why you want to go there in the next few weeks. Now, I happen to have, in fact, let me give you the next 3 lessons. The next one is how we make money, followed by locating deals, and then screening ugly houses. So we're going to start with the wholesale houses, a few lessons, and then we're going to go into the terms business step by step. All right. Now, this is not intended to replace the 4-day quick start school that I teach, but a lot of this stuff came right out of my boot camp manual. In fact, if you want to know about that now, go to ronsquickstart.com, and you'll get a complete description on the boot camp, because right now we got it at half price. I'll tell you about it later, but if you want to go now, do it. And incidentally, got one coming up here in Jacksonville on September the 9th. So right around the corner. That's the last one we're going to do here in Jacksonville this year. Here's what the manual looks like, just so you'll know. I mean, that's just the one boot camp, over 300 pages of stuff. And we're going to go through all of it. All right. Now, in case you or someone you knows wants to get an introduction to this business, and they're not going to be on these lessons, then we just launched a $27 offer I think you ought to check out. And it includes my book, How to Be a Quick Turn Real Estate Millionaire in Any Economy. And that's actually a seminar and book right there. And it also includes a lesson, an online lesson called The Anatomy of a Deal. Now, we're going to go through the anatomy of a deal as we go through this, how you make money in it and so forth. But this is a nice, not real short, but not real long course on that as well. And in addition to that, I got a 90-minute training online that comes with it. And it's all about the world of terms, pretty houses. So you can get all that for $27 measly. And it's a great thing to send the link to people you know that want to. So I promise you start making money, people are going to come up to you asking you questions. Can you tell me how you do this? Yeah, no, you can't. You're not training it, but you can give them this link and let them get exposed if they want to get exposed. All right. Also might be a good Christmas present. Yeah, keep that in mind. You can find that at ronlegrand.com/bundle. Bundle, BUNDLE. If you want to look into that right now, and do with it as you will. It's a good place to start. Let you know what we're all about. All right. With that said, I don't think I missed anything here, but remember, ask@ronlegrand.com is not only for your questions, but it's also for your comments and suggestions along the way. If you feel like I'm not going to discuss something that you want to discuss, just let me know, and I'll make it a point to actually, if I think it's worthy of everybody else seeing, I'll make a little short lesson out of it. If I don't, at the very least, I can answer your questions about it. So ask@ronlegrand.com. Write that one down and don't forget it. And I will see you tomorrow at noon. See you then.